Good afternoon, everyone, on this very, very pleasant and very, very pretty 4th of July, 2009. Recently, and anyone who's been participating on the forums in IBYMA would know this, I have been researching and attempting a move from, well, not necessarily a move, but a technique, a form, a kata, whatever one wishes to call it. I've been recently attempting to perform what is known, and this is based on words from a credible source. I won't name names for the simple fact that I have a great deal of respect for the person who shared this information with me. I've been recently attempting a form from Muso Shinden Ryu called Ipponmei Shohato, if my pronunciation is correct, and if I am wrong, please correct me. But in my recent attempts to perform this technique properly, it's just in attempting my very, very feeble and poor attempts at Ipponmei Shohato. Well, there's no word short of an enlightening experience to describe it. And I won't say that I've attained enlightenment, but I will say that I have a much better understanding and respect for the subtleties and the purposes. And I mean this in the most positive sense I could possibly mean it, but in almost perfectionistic way. And based on this, I have gained so much respect for EI as a style, as a methodology of combat, as a form of swordsmanship, as a way. And in attempting just something so rudimentary as Ipponmei Shohato, to my understanding, compared to most other EI, I would think that Ipponmei, indicating that it's the first move, well, one of the first, indicates that it's a bit easier than most. But that's neither here nor there. If any of my fact-finding or research is incorrect, please do correct me. I am here to learn. But back to the point. I apologize. Well, let's put it this way. I don't have the mind for EI. I don't have the focus for it. I just don't. And in that, I realize in attempting it, I don't have the balance for it. I don't have the focus for it. I don't know what it is, but I always happen to step too far, or as a matter of fact, I don't even know seriously if I am doing it correctly, for the simple fact that it's been described to me that in EI, a cut across the eyes and cut across the upper lip have different names. That wasn't the exact way it was described to me, but you can see where I'm coming from on this. And in that, I have gained a great deal of respect for Iaido and Iejutsu, in that I can see now why someone would adopt this as their way of life. It's been a very, very enlightening experience to rise from a crouch, throwing the nota from the eyebrow, to step back and look out over air I had struck in such a manner, and really consider the root of my actions, and why my sword was drawn, why I fell to a kneel in the first place. And it's led me even further into considering some of my actions and some of my words, the things I've said and the actions I've taken. And, well, I'm getting to a point. There are people here on YouTube that are much, much wiser and much more learned in the way of EI than I will ever be. And I would like to take this opportunity on this day that reminds me that I am free to take this opportunity to offer my deepest and my sincerest apologies to anyone whom I have mistreated or spoken to harshly or even disrespected in the slightest. And I will name names here. I will go by YouTube user handles and I will be specific. But I won't reveal details out of respect for specific parties. A while ago, a YouTube user by the handle of LennyBruce8 and I got into a bit of a verbal altercation where I happened to take some wording the wrong way and misinterpreted this gentleman's words, and I became harsh with him. I became overly harsh with him. I became unnecessarily harsh with him. I've actually read this letter many, many times, and several times I've read over my own words and thought, man, fuck that guy. But other times I've read over it and been like, wow, I really shouldn't have said that to him. And also, if we could reflect upon a series of months ago, I referred to Mr. KF Conrad 1 as an asshole. And in that, in recent videos he has posted, the man is not only able to Nikitsuke 3 mats with a wooden core, but also keeps a very, very beautiful rose garden. And he deserves a lot more respect from me than just to be thought of as an asshole. And I should know better than most people that a lot of people, even if they are assholes undeniably, that a lot of people are assholes for a reason. And I would like to offer my apologies, my deepest and sincerest apologies to you both, gentlemen. But on a very serious level, from a lowly person such as myself, I know it may not mean much, but I feel that this might be a step in the right direction for me. I know in my little black, coffee-filled and nicotine and tar-stained heart that EI is not my path. But it is yours, and I should show a much greater deal of respect to you both, not only as Iaidoka, but as human beings and gentlemen. Mr. LennyBruce8, I was very, very harsh and out of line with you, and I would like to apologize and extend my deepest and sincerest feelings of regret for what I have said to you. And Mr. KF Conrad 1, I would like to apologize to you as well. I made the mistake of judging you without knowing you, and it was a very hypocritical thing for me to do because a lot of people do that to me all the time. And reflecting back on these things, I'm very, very sick of myself at this moment. But gentlemen, I feel it might be in the step of going towards the brighter side of my own path to apologize to you both, and hopefully my conscience will be clear and I will have your forgiveness, and maybe one day I'll have your respect. Thank you very much.